here for another edition of the JMU Coaches Show with head coach Shelley Klaes-Bawcombe. We're talking women's lacrosse. Following, you just wrapped up your 4-game road trip, a split last week in the Centennial State with a overtime defeat to Colorado, and then you come back in a big way, a thrilling win at Denver. Just talk about those 2 games. They're very different games, but obviously they were tight-knit down to the very end.
Yeah, I mean, even heading into the 2 games, it's been a long road trip for us. I mean, in 4 games in a row, all the way up to Connecticut, all the way down to North Carolina, and then all the way out to end it with the Colorado trip. So, it was a great test to our team to see how we could overcome that challenge. Coming off of really a program low at High Point, we tried to get these girls connected on just becoming a different team. And I think that they returned to Harrisonburg a very different team than they left before Colorado. So I'm excited about the growth. I was pleased that our team was in the game, both games. We're competing again, which is really important. But in the Colorado game, we did allow that team to beat us in ground balls and beat us in draw controls, a stat that we've been really dominating this year so far. Even though we haven't gotten the results, we've been doing really well in that particular statistic. So, was excited to see our team rebound in the Denver game with the draw controls. And I think the storyline in Colorado is just really our attack not finishing the chances that they were given when the game was on the line. We found our personality again. We found our energy again. And we did a really good job of keeping ourselves in the game. But in the last, 5-10 minutes when we had gotten ourselves the lead, we just didn't finish in those moments. So, that's going to be something that we're really going to be trying to harp on this team about is toughness to finish the plays and composure to know when you need a little bit more time to take the right shot instead of the first shot. Defensively, I thought that we were a much stronger unit, and we're just working through some goalie the goalie situation right now, trying to find the right goalie for our program, trying to see who can last 60 minutes. And so we're using these early season competitions to try to figure out those answers.
After we spoke following the win on Saturday, you said you were really proud of your captains and those senior leadership. Touch on that and really how that played a factor in the Dukes winning a very different game than they've played all year.
Yeah, it's hard. We're a program that expects to win, and we're young mentally right now, and we've had some injuries that have really impacted our program, and we're working through that. But to see the just the strength and the vocality, and then the ability to back up the vocal leadership with play. I thought all 3 captains did an incredible job this week setting the tone and then following through with that tone through their own play. And I think that trickled down to everyone. I thought the seniors as a whole really stepped up for us. We do have 5 seniors just starting on defense right now. And I thought that they really took to heart a lot of the things that the coaches were saying and asking and made it their job to make a difference, in both Colorado and the Denver game. So I'm excited because anytime that you can have strong leadership and then that leadership becomes contagious, you're doing something right. And we're starting to see this team chip away at some of the early season jitters and obstacles that we're trying to overcome.
This week, you're back home for 2 straight games. First on Wednesday, you take on 9th-ranked Penn State, and then you round out the week with Richmond. 2 teams you're pretty familiar with, and first we'll touch on Penn State. Top 10 ranking once again this year. But this is a team the Dukes have had a lot of success with, winning 6 out of the last 8. But then again, they've been really close. 5 of the last 6 have come down to one team winning by a goal. So, touch on the Penn State matchup.
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for our program. I mean, we've been talking leading into this game. When you have something to prove as a program, what better than to have a big challenge ahead of you? So, I see this opportunity as a win-win. We have an opportunity to go out there and really take it to Penn State and see how strong both units can be. Obviously, we need defense this year. We really are going to have to rely on our defensive unit. We're going to have to rely on winning possession to give our offense a lot of opportunities to finish. But this is going to be a true testament to this defensive unit and how strong we can be and whether or not we can limit shots like we did in the Denver game. In Denver, we only gave up 15 shots, which is incredible in the sport of lacrosse. So, I'm excited to see defense respond, but even more so, to see the attack play loose, to see them really attack this game and get a lot of shots, but then, not hold on to any missed opportunities that they might have had and allow that to create some hesitation in their game. We've got to find a way to combat that toughness on the attacking end. So I expect to see us go hard. I expect to see us rise to this challenge. It's a fun game. I do think that Penn State brings out the best in us. 3 years ago, halftime score was 9-1. Penn State being up in Haluba Hall indoors, and I think the end of that game was 11-9. We only gave up 2 shots in the second half and ended up scoring quite a few to bring ourselves back into the game. So, I really do get excited for this team. I think that the girls sense that, and it's our job to come out and play hard so that we can bring our best brand of lacrosse to Penn State.
And then you get to do a nice job of setting up in-state games for the Dukes, not just CAA games with William and Mary, but you get UVA, you get Virginia Tech, and Richmond being another one. Talk about the weekend matchup against the Spiders.
Yeah, obviously that's, anytime you get a chance to promote your program within an in-state opportunity or an in-state rival, I think JMU has really thrived in those situations. So, we're just happy to be home. Honestly, we don't care who we play. We've been on the road for 2 to 3 weeks now, traveling all over the country. It's just really exciting for us to be able to get a game on our turf, have people come to us, and, we don't care who it is right now. We're just excited to see our program getting better, make some changes with personnel that are going to help us put our best foot forward as we try to find a way for this team to click.
And finally, Coach, you talked about different players stepping up, making some changes. How proud are you as a coach to see players getting an opportunity and making the most of those opportunities they get?
Well, that's what coaching is all about, you watch practice, you try to make evaluations and observations based off of how they handle practice. But game day is different, and, mentality is such a big part of it. And, we're really trying to identify the people that not only have the skill, that have the awareness and the understanding what the team's trying to get done, but, personnel that also have the mentality to be able to manage their fears and their frustrations and the obstacles that come game day. So, that is a big piece of it. And, I've been proud. Emily Pillion on defense is playing so well. Rebecca Tooker on defense. Ellie Harmeyer coming in off the bench in the goal. I think that so many of these players are starting to really step up for us. And it's exciting to see, we had a slow start in the fall. We're having a little bit of a slow start in the spring. But the bus is going forward, and I'm really excited to see more players rise to the occasion.
Well, Coach, we certainly appreciate the time like we do every week. Good luck this weekend against Penn State and Richmond.
Thank you.